Me, greater than 32 years old, name's Marta. Work as a city bus driver. Not a prestigious job at all, but I love my daily route. It runs straight through city center. Old buildings, neon lights, constant traffic. Every morning same passengers get on. Kids glued to their phones nonstop. Office workers holding half-finished coffee. Grandmas dragging heavy shopping bags. I know all their faces by heart, but they don't know mine. For them I'm invisible, just the driver. Sit in my seat, hands on wheel. Watch them come and go like shadows. Sometimes I wonder if they ever notice. Sometimes I dream of being seen. Engine hums, city noises outside. Inside just silence, sighs, scrolling screens. I drive forward, background in their lives. Morning routine feels like a loop. Wake up before sunrise every day. Tie my hair, grab old jacket. Step into cold bus depot yard. Rows of buses lined like tired soldiers. Mine creaks when I start the engine. Coffee in thermos tastes bitter, but it keeps my eyes awake. Pulling out onto empty streets. The city slowly begins to breathe. First stop, the kids climb aboard. Faces glowing blue from phone screens. They never look up, never greet. Second stop, office workers shuffle in. Half asleep, clutching their cardboard cups. Third stop, grandmas with heavy bags. They sigh loudly, complain about prices. I nod politely through the rear mirror. They never notice, never care. To them, I'm just a moving chair. But this route is still my world. One afternoon engine starts rattling weird. I ignore it, hoping it'll pass. But then it coughs, sputters, dies. Right in middle of busiest intersection. Horns blast from every direction. Drivers scream, fists wave outside windows. Passengers groan, complain instantly. Someone mutters, of course, typical bus. A woman shouts from her seat. See, this is why women can't drive. Laughter erupts from a few men. My face burns hot behind the wheel. Hands gripping leather until knuckles white. Want to shout back, but throat locks. Feels like whole bus laughing at me. Repair crew takes almost an hour. Passengers keep tossing sarcastic comments. I sit silent, staring at dashboard. Pretend I don't hear their words. But every sound cuts deep inside. Next morning I check my phone. City group chat buzzing with posts. Someone snapped photo of my bus. Caption reads, "This is why women shouldn't drive." Comments filled with laughing emojis. Jokes piling up, strangers mocking me. I stare at screen in silence. Feel heat in my chest rising. Close app, shove phone in pocket. Still, words echo louder than engine. At work no one mentions it. But I see glances, hear whispers. Colleagues pat my shoulder awkwardly. Like pity, not respect at all. I keep driving same route daily. Same passengers climbing in without care. Their eyes pass through me like glass. I smile faintly, keep hands steady. Inside, though, bitterness keeps growing. How fast people turn you into a joke. 2 months drag on painfully slow. Routine swallows me like heavy fog. Every ride feels colder than before. I still keep my head down. Pretend I don't hear whispers or laughs. Rainy evening finally breaks the monotony. Clouds low, streets shiny and slick. Bus packed full after work rush. Kids restless, man sipping cheap coffee. Grandma muttering about damp weather. I press brake at red light. Pedal sinks flat with no resistance. Heart freezes, bus keeps rolling downhill. Passengers scream, grab poles desperately. Tires screech, but nothing slows us. Metal groans, engine howls like beast. My mind screams, decide right now. I yank steering wheel sharply sideways. Concrete barrier rushes toward windshield. Impact slams me forward violently. Sharp snap tears through my shoulder. Warm blood instantly soaking my sleeve. Bus finally shudders to a stop. Smoke rising, metal grinding in silence. Passengers wide-eyed, clutching the rails. A child sobbing quietly in the back. I sit slumped, arm throbbing in pain. Blood dripping steady onto the floor. Someone yells, "She saved us." Shakily. Others just stare, pale and frozen. The same faces that once mocked. Now silent, unsure what to say. A man rips off his jacket. Presses it against my bleeding arm. A woman holds my trembling hand. Sirens echo closer through the rain. Flashing lights paint broken glass red. Paramedics rush inside with stretchers. They lift me carefully from the seat. Pain sharpens with every small movement. I glance back at my passengers. Their eyes finally meet mine directly. Not indifferent, not mocking, just human. Hospital lights blur into long nights. Arms strapped tight, shoulder immobilized. Doctors say I was lucky this time. News spreads quickly through the city. Headline reads, "Bus driver saves dozens." My tired photo splashed across papers. Same people who once mocked online, now filling comments with gratitude. "She's a hero," they write proudly. Neighbors stop me on the street, shake my hand, whisper, "Thank you." Colleagues greet me differently at depot. Dispatchers joke, "Our hero has returned." I smile politely, heart still uneasy. Hero never felt like my word. I didn't want glory, just safety. Weeks later, I return to work. Step back into the driver's seat. Bus feels heavier, but also mine. Passengers climb aboard in silence. Their glance is softer than before. I grip the wheel with new strength. Engine hum feels steady, almost alive. Passengers sit quieter than usual now. Some nod faintly when they see me. A boy offers candy shyly one morning. Says, "Thank you for driving safe." My throat tightens, eyes sting slightly. Such small gesture feels enormous inside. I think back to that cruel photo. Caption, "This is why women can't drive." Burned into memory like scar on skin. But it no longer defines me. I prove them wrong with action. Not with words, not excuses. Every ride feels heavier with meaning. These people trust me with their lives. And I carry that weight proudly. No longer invisible, not just background. I know who I am now. A driver, protector, survivor of the storm. Sometimes I wonder if they remember. The jokes whispered behind my back. The laughter that filled the stalled bus. The comments flooding under that photo. Maybe they feel guilty, maybe not. I'll never know their private thoughts. But I know what I carry now. Strength I never imagined before. Courage born from fire and fear. I don't need their approval anymore. Though I see gratitude in their eyes. It's different from before, softer. Some even greet me warmly at stops. Their smiles small, but genuine enough. I learned something hard that night. Respect isn't given, it's earned painfully. Sometimes through blood, scars, silence. I still drive the same route daily. Same buildings, same streets, same faces. But I see them differently now. They are no longer strangers to me. The barrier where I crashed still stands. I drive past it on rainy nights. Concrete scarred, chunks missing from impact. Every glance pulls memory back sharply. The screams, the snap in my shoulder. Smell of smoke thick in the cabin. For a long time it haunted me. But now it feels like a monument. A reminder of who I became that day. Pain etched into both stone and body. I don't flinch anymore when I see it. Instead, I nod quietly to myself. That moment changed everything inside me. Not just for them, but for me. I'm not invisible behind the wheel now. I'm not just woman driver anymore. I'm Marta, the one who saved them. And even if they forget someday, I'll never forget what I proved. To the city, to the passengers, to myself. People still call me hero sometimes. The word feels heavy on my skin. I never chased glory or fame. I just wanted to do my job. To carry lives safely through the city. Yet that one night changed my name. Neighbors greet me with soft respect. Colleagues smile differently when I arrive. Dispatchers wave, joking but sincere. Children point shyly and whisper, "That's her." Their parents smile with quiet pride. Before, nobody cared who held the wheel. I was background noise, part of machine. Now they see a person, not a role. But respect born from tragedy feels strange. I think often about the normal days. The mornings I drove them safely unnoticed. No applause, no thanks, just silence. And how it took a crash for them to finally see me. Sometimes I scroll through old messages. The cruel comments still sit there. Laughing emojis, mocking words, sharp insults. Burn into memory like open wounds. I used to cry quietly at night. But now I just breathe slowly. I don't erase them. I keep them. Not as pain, but as proof. Proof of how quickly people judge. And how quickly they can change. From ridicule to respect in a heartbeat. Life has a way of teaching harshly, making you stronger through scars. I don't feel hatred for them anymore. Only a quiet sadness, almost pity. They couldn't see past my gender. Until survival forced them to. The will still feels the same in my hands. But I hold it differently now. Not as routine, but as responsibility. Rainy nights always bring back flashes. The screech of metal echoes in dreams. Wake up sweating, shoulder aching badly. Doctor says the pain may never leave. A scar etched deep across my arm. I trace it with tired fingers sometimes. It reminds me of fire and fear, but also of strength I never knew. I could have frozen, done nothing. Yet I chose to fight the wheel. Chose to protect every soul on board. That scar is more than pain now. It's proof I refuse to break. On quiet shifts I think of it. Watching city lights blur through rain. Each passenger lost in their own world. They'll never know my private battles. But I don't need them to. I already know who I am. And that's enough to keep driving forward. Sometimes passengers still test my patience. Complaints about delays, traffic, crowded seats. Grumbles about tickets, about broken heaters. I nod, keep eyes steady on road. They don't see the weight I carry. Every turn, every stop, every breath is measured with memory of that night. But I never raise my voice at them. Anger has no place behind the wheel. Instead, I remind myself quietly. They trust me even without knowing it. Each life in the bus rests in my hands. And I won't betray that trust again. Not after what we all survived together. I see respect flicker in small ways. A smile, a thank you, a nod. Tiny gestures that mean the world now. I no longer feel invisible in my seat. I feel like someone who matters. City still feels the same outside. Horns, sirens, endless rush of traffic. But inside my bus it feels different. A quiet shift in how they see me. Office workers glance up from phones. Grandmas smile when I help with bags. Kids wave goodbye at their stops. None of this happened before the crash. Back then I was just background noise. But crisis carved me into their memory. Sometimes I wonder if it had to. Did pain become the price for respect? Did blood buy me the right to be seen? I don't regret my choice that night. I'd do it again without hesitation. But it leaves me with questions inside. About people, about judgment, about worth. Still, when I grip the wheel now, I feel pride steady in my chest. Weeks pass, routine returns quietly. Early mornings, same depot, same route. Engine hum feels almost like heartbeat. Familiar faces climb aboard each stop. Their eyes softer, glances linger longer. Respect shown not through words, but silence. A silence different from before. Not cold, not indifferent, but warm. I catch myself smiling in the mirror. A small comfort I never had before. Life didn't suddenly become easier. Pay is low, hours still long. Shoulder aches when rain comes heavy. But something inside me shifted forever. I no longer feel like a ghost. The city no longer swallows me whole. I carved a place through fire. And those scars remain, so does strength. That strength rides with me every day. In every stop, in every turn. Sometimes reporters still reach out to me. Want to retell the story of the crash. I always say no politely, firmly. It wasn't about fame or headlines. It was about a choice in seconds. A choice I hope no one else faces. Yet they call it bravery, call it heroic. I call it duty, nothing more. Behind every wheel sits a person. Not just a role, not just a title. I wish they saw that sooner. Before the jokes, before the photo, before the laughter that cut so deep. Now they only see the final result. But I lived every moment in between. The silence, the pain, the invisibility. And that's the part that changed me most. I'll never let their judgment define me again. Because I already know my worth inside. Sometimes at night, I replay it all. The stalled bus, the mocking laughter, the endless hour waiting for repairs. Then the crash, the screams, the silence. 2 chapters of my life colliding. Ridicule on one side, respect on the other. Same woman, same hands, same wheel. But seen through entirely different eyes. Strange how fragile opinions can be. How quick people flip their judgment. Like coins tossed in busy streets. I used to ache for their approval. Now I see it means so little. What matters is what I know myself. I am capable, I am strong. Not because they tell me so, but because I proved it when it counted. So I drive on, rain or shine, holding more than passengers in my bus. I carry my own hard-earned dignity. The city feels alive every morning. Sunrise painting rooftops in pale gold. Steam rising from sewer grates slowly. My bus rattles, but keeps moving forward. Passengers shuffle in with sleepy eyes. Some still too busy to notice me. But I don't mind their silence anymore. I know it isn't the same silence. It holds a trace of respect now. A weight that wasn't there before. A boy once asked me directly, "Were you scared that night?" I smiled, answered honestly, yes. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's driving through it anyway. His eyes widened like he understood. And I realized maybe this matters. Not the headlines, not the praise, but the lesson someone might carry. From my story, from my scars. I passed the barrier again tonight. Rain streaking down the windshield glass. Lights reflecting on the wet concrete. The crack from impact still visible. Nobody else on the bus notices. But my chest tightens each time I see it. A private monument only I understand. A place where fear met resolve. Where laughter finally turned to silence. I don't hate that memory anymore. It shaped me into who I am now. Pain and pride bound together forever. The road stretches endlessly ahead of me. Headlights cutting through misty darkness. Passengers dozing quietly in their seats. They trust me without saying a word. That trust means more than applause. More than headlines. More than praise. It's the reason I keep driving on. Some nights I sit by my window. Watch buses rumble down empty streets. Think about how fragile life can be. Seconds between disaster and salvation. I wonder if those passengers remember. If they tell their families about that night. Or if it faded like any other story. People move on so quickly nowadays. But for me, it will never fade. Etched into scar, burned into memory. Still, I don't crave to be remembered. I just want to keep doing my job. To drive safely, to protect quietly. Because true worth isn't in fame. It's in showing up every single day. In small acts that nobody notices. And maybe that's enough for me. I carry my city one route at a time. Rain, sun, laughter, or silence. Always forward, never stopping halfway. Sometimes I catch myself smiling mid-route. A soft grin no one really sees. Not because life is suddenly perfect, but because I know I survived. Survived doubt, ridicule, pain, and fear. And came out stronger on the other side. That strength is mine forever now. No rumor, no joke can erase it. The road feels like a companion to me. Each turn a reminder of resilience. Each stop a quiet victory in itself. Passengers step off, new ones climb in. Faces blur, stories unknown, lives moving. But for a short time they're mine. And I keep them safe as promised. I am Marta, not just the driver. Not a stereotype, not a shadow. I am proof that silence can break. That strength can be quiet yet unstoppable. And that worth is never defined by laughter. So now I ask you directly, how many times have you judged someone without knowing their story or struggle? How often did you rely on stereotypes, thinking you already knew their worth? I was mocked until crisis struck, then praised when survival proved me. But the truth was always the same. I was capable before and after, and so are countless others unseen. Think twice before laughing at someone's effort. You don't know what battles they fight. You don't know what strength they carry. So tell me in the comments below, have you ever misjudged someone like that? Or maybe been misjudged yourself before? I want to hear your stories too. And if mine touched you even a little, leave a like so more people reflect. Because sometimes one story can change many.